Manuel Charr is apparently still the WBA regular champion. You know, the saga of the WBA regular belt at heavyweight is one of the most depressing in all of boxing. Manuel Charr won this regular version of the title since when was it that he won it? Was it 2017? In this article, it says he's been inactive since 2017. Yeah, okay. So 3 years ago, he won this regular belt, hasn't defended it once, but yet he still remains champion. How on earth does that work? Manuel Charr has become the new Frezakendo because that name Frezakendo was associated with the WBA regular belt for so many years. Those two words, Frezakendo, became the most horrifying words in heavyweight boxing for several years. It was just so, nothing against the guy, but it was just so depressing to hear the words Frezakendo and to see him in the WBA rankings month after month, year after year. When was the last time Frezakendo fought? God, he must have some real close friends in the WBA, Frezakendo, or have some real strong lawyers. I don't know what it is. But at least it's not Frezakendo we're talking about now. Manuel Charr has come and replaced Frezakendo as that guy who never seems to fight, but keeps getting mentioned and somehow has this belt. Now, Manuel Charr says that his promoter has held a meeting, or is going to hold a meeting, with a view to fighting Andy Ruiz. Now, this might be a route that Andy Ruiz actually would consider going down, right? Now, you've got Trevor Bryan, who apparently has the interim, and God, Trevor Bryan's another one. The WBA is such a weird sanctioning body at heavyweight because they've had Frezakendo, Trevor Bryan, and Manuel Charr competing for this regular championship, mostly outside of the ring, for several years. It's just bizarre. Andy Ruiz coming in and hope to God taking that title of one of these guys might bring some normality to this WBA regular belt. Hopefully he can win it and then, I don't know, do what? Throw it in the bin or something, or the WBA can dissolve it. I don't know. But even if they decide to keep it, I'd rather it be in the hands of Andy Ruiz than be in the hands of Manuel Charr or Frezakendo or Trevor Bryan or any of these guys. And actually, to be fair, I've seen Trevor Bryan fight a couple times and he's not without ability. He does have a bit of ability there. But why he keeps on pursuing this WBA route, I have no idea. I think he'd be far better served, going down to the WBC, WBO. I think being with Don King doesn't help Trevor Bryan at this stage. Last I checked, he was still with Don King because although Don King was a major player in boxing several decades ago, at this stage, he's more like a geriatric old man. And he's not really getting much done. Let's be real. I mean, the last time he had a heavyweight fight for the title, if my memory serves me correct, was Berman Stavern. And he couldn't even get Berman Stavern's name right. He kept on calling him Staveen. I think at one stage, Don King called him Bermeen Staveen. So Don King, I'm not sure he's got all his faculties anymore. I know some people are going to say, you're mispronouncing Stavern's name. It's Bermain Stavern, not Berman Stavern. Well, yeah, it's spelt Bermain, but Berman Stavern himself says it's pronounced Berman. So, hey, don't argue with me. Go argue with the man himself. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments below. Manuel Charr trying to get the Andy Ruiz fight. It's interesting, isn't it, when you're a world champion of sorts, right? This WBA regular belt, and you're chasing down contenders. See, normally if you actually have a proper legitimate belt and you're a proper champion who's taken seriously in your division, you don't have to chase down contenders. They come after you. You might chase down other champions, but chasing down contenders? I mean, maybe if one of the contenders is like a superstar cash cow, but Andy Ruiz, yeah, he's got a decent following, Mexican fans and whatnot, but he's not a superstar cash cow. Now, obviously, it's all relative. And I guess compared to Charr, he is a cash cow. But it just shows how insignificant this regular belt is. That Charr is chasing down a fight with a former champion. So, yeah. And if the fight does take place, you can expect Andy Ruiz, as long as he's on his job and he's trained to a decent standard. And I say a decent standard by his standard. If he's trained as well as he did for the first AJ fight, or even as well as he did for the Parker fight, then he should beat Manuel Charr pretty easily. I don't think, especially at Manuel Charr's stage Manuel Charr's at in his career and all the inactivity. Back in the days, Manuel Charr was somewhat of a tough guy, but since then, he's been stopped several times. He was knocked out by Povetkin. He was knocked out by Maris Breedis. He's been inactive. He even got shot, remember, in Germany. So yeah, at this stage, Andy Ruiz really should light Manuel Charr up like a Christmas tree. And again, no disrespect to Manuel Charr. I know he's a proud guy and a brave guy and all that. But just as a boxing fan, I don't want to see this guy fight. And if he does fight, let him fight somewhere in fact, I shouldn't say that, because I'm, who am I to get in between a man and his living? But just as a boxing fan and somebody who's seeking entertainment, I don't look at Manuel Charr as somebody who can provide me with that at this stage. So it is what it is. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out.